Vijay Drakoi. I will speak now.
Welcome to the 5th Ward of Carcery. All hail His Grace, the Demon Lord Cicada. We hope you have enjoyed your flight. Please exit the airship in an orderly fashion and disregard any organic debris you may encounter on the landing field. You will find the Customs and Hospitality House at the far end of the airfield complex, just beside the giant archway leading into the city proper. A Customs and Hospitality agent will be waiting to assist you with all your travel and accommodation needs.
Seven hells. That airship captain is an absolute menace. There are dead geese all over the runway. She ought to be grounded. Gods below. There's so much blood.
Bog's eyes. Is that a human there ahead of us? The one dressed in rough leather and carrying that barbaric-looking crossbow.
I see them, my love. I overheard one of the cabin crew speaking about them during the flight. They're a stowaway, or some such, lurking in the engine room the whole time we were in transit.
To think that such filth is allowed to travel alongside such decent folk as we. The very idea.
Calm thyself, my love. Humans have very acute hearing. Just keep moving and we'll pretend we don't see it.
Hello. You there. Yes, you in the furs. Step over this way. I want a word with you. I believe you have need of my services. As a guide, of course. A guide to the grand and glorious metropolis that is the demon city of Carcery. I guarantee you, my rates are quite reasonable, my reputation unimpeachable, and my skills indispensable. I'll tell you exactly why you need a guide. First of all, you're a human, very obviously a human, and fresh off an airship come in from the outer edge of nowhere, so very likely not one of the demon-bonded humans one finds in Carcery on occasion. So you're obviously not familiar with the city. I saw you walk off the airship, head full of eyes, staring all around you at the wonders and marvels one can see, even out here at the airfield. I'd wager you have almost no idea where you are in the Chaos Realms. I think you're lost. And someone out there in the back of Beyond found you and sent you in-world to get unlost. I think you don't know a single soul in all of Carcery, and that you have only the slightest hint of a plan of making a way towards wherever it is you really want to be going. I think that you are in dire, pressing need of a guide, and I happen to be one of the best. Well, the cost of my services is negotiable. It will depend in part on what you need and where you're going, and in part on what I have to do to get you there. And that is something we can discuss in a more comfortable location, which we should proceed to in a somewhat expeditious manner, I might add. Well, partly because that's how I like to do business. In a nice, comfortable setting, preferably indoors, and with something warm to eat and drink, and not out here on this windy airfield in front of Bog and everybody. And partly because we may be drawing some unwanted attention out here. There's a customs and hospitality agent over yonder giving us the hairy eyeball. I know him and his ways. He'll make trouble for you if you're out here too much longer. There's also a very fetching-looking young Lamia making her way over here. I definitely know her and her ways, and who she works for. She ostensibly works as a guide, like me, but sometimes her clients have a way of disappearing under suspicious circumstances. So, how about it? You want to come with me, and we can go someplace more comfortable and talk some business? Or do you care to take your chances in an argument with that agent? Or risk life, limb, and soul with Lady Sailoon, who is going to make a move on you the moment she gets within speaking distance? A wise decision. Follow me and stay close. And do not look that Lamia in the eyes as we pass her. Try to ignore her, and don't listen to a word she says. Her voice has a power that erodes the will, makes it easier for her to sway your thoughts and your deeds. Let's get moving.
Well, well, well. What do we have here? An outlander? A tourist? A pilgrim, perhaps? Not exactly the talkative type, I guess. Maybe you're just shy. I like that. You must be here to see the sights and feel the sensations of Carcery. I could help you with that, if you like. I know all sorts of fun things to do in the city, and all sorts of fun people, too.
Sorry to dash your hopes, Lady Sailoon, but they've already contracted with me for my services.
Funny, I wouldn't have guessed they were so foolhardy. I pray you, Outlander, do be careful in the company of your guide. He may lead you astray, or simply take his payment and vanish. If he does, or if you tire of his services and wish to take up with a qualified escort to the wonders of Carcery, just ask anyone on the streets to pass word to Lady Sailoon. They will have heard of me. You just keep that in mind. Safe travels.
Just keep walking. Are you feeling all right, human? That's natural. Many of the Lamia demons have that effect on humans. It will wear off shortly. But you'd better take my hand and stay close until we're in the city proper. Come on. You need some food and a hot drink in you. And then we can get down to business. Just a little farther. See that building over there? Red double doors covered in vines and weird little demon birds darting all around it. That's Narlenia's restaurant. She's a friend of mine. She lets me conduct a lot of my, well, let's call them business negotiations in one of her back rooms. It's quiet, cozy, and private enough for what I do. And the food is excellent. I'm guessing you haven't been eating near as much as you're used to, or as often, since you entered the Chaos Realms, however that may have come about. For that matter, how did you end up here? No. Don't answer that right now. Let's get inside and away from pricking ears and prying eyes, and get you some food. Mind your step. Narlenia keeps it nice and dim in here. She says it's to make the food seem more interesting and the conversations more intimate. I think she just likes it because it creates more shadows and places to stay hidden. Narlenia likes shadows.
Yes, she does. How are you today, my friend?
The same as usual. Doing my best to dodge the law, keep my scales dry, and put food on the table. Have you got an open booth in the back? I have some business to conduct.
Certainly. As it happens, there's no one else in the back just now. Your usual spot in the corner?
Yes, please. And a pot of silver lotus tea with 2 cups. And we'll be wanting some food after that as well.
Very well. Go on back. I'll bring the tea when it's ready, and you can decide what you'd like to eat.
Follow me, then. Right over here. Have a seat. You can set your pack and crossbow there against the wall. It's nice, isn't it? When's the last time you were able to just sit down and relax? The airship, really? I'm surprised you were able to rest on that thing. I've been on inworld-bound airships before, and it's a bit of a mixed crowd, and of demons no less. Did any of them make trouble for you? I see. So you spent the entire time in the back with the engineer. I'll wager that you've got one hell of a story to tell regarding what led you to this place. So why don't you tell it to me in full? I think I hear Narlenia rattling the tea service in the kitchen. You can tell me your story over a nice hot pot of tea. And I'll order us some food as well. My treat, of course. A meal during consultation is part of the guide experience. A pleasant way to build a rapport with the client, you understand. Plus, you look like you need it. I promise not to order any obscure mystery meats. Well, maybe one mystery meat. Though it's not actually meat at all. It's a kind of cactus that grows not far from here. Cooked the right way with the right sauce, it's quite the treat. If you like the taste of tender cuts of meat, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with it. And if meat's not your thing, you're absolutely going to love it. Ah, here comes the tea. Tell me your story, human, and spare no details. I don't know how you do it, human. I've seen demons of gluttony throw in the towel before eating as much as you have. Though I can't say that I'm all that surprised after hearing what a rough time you've had out there in the Outlands. Now, let me see if I've got your story right. You were dreaming so hard that you somehow managed to cross the bounds of your own reality and woke up out in the outlands of the realm of Steppe, yes? And then you got caught up by the Chaos Ranger whose fiat sigil you now carry, and he took you back to his camp and fed you and let you play with one of his dogs. One of his hellhound guns, excuse me. Ned's eyes. I never liked hellhounds. Anyway, so he fed you and gave you some money and directions to the nearest transport hub, where you talked to an engineer and hitched a ride on that airship you came in on. Yes, and now here you are, still lost as ever, but maybe now closer to a way of getting back home. Very perceptive. Yes, I know I said I could act as a guide to the city. Most folk hear that and think, tour guide. But I do more than that. A lot more, actually. Most of what I do for my clients is finding out what specific needs they have, and connecting those clients to those who can fulfill those needs. You're lost, human. Woefully, abysmally lost. And you want to get home. You need to get home. Very well. My job as a guide would then be to connect you to the people who can get you home. Again, very perceptive. We haven't yet formally entered into a client contract. I was just about to get to that. But first I had to go through the formalities, you understand. Prospective client acquisition, the minor effort of getting you away from that accursed Lamia and away from the airfield, and then getting you to my usual place of doing negotiations. Then there's the customary pot of tea and a delicious meal, and a quiet conversation to find out exactly what the prospective client wants and needs. And all that's been done now. The only thing left is the final, formal offer. Do you wish to hire my services as a finder and guide, human? Ah, yes. My price, of course. No more than you can afford to pay, be assured. My price is blood, human. The price of my services is reckoned in blood. I know you have coin. I can smell it on you. The coin of the Chaos Realms has a very, very specific scent, and I know it well. But I can have coin from any demon in the 9 realms. Human blood, on the other hand, is quite rare indeed, and I value it highly. Oh, not much. Not compared to the full volume within your body. A 20th portion of the total, shall we say. And it won't hurt a bit when I take it. The sensation may be strange, even a little unsettling, but there will be no pain. I ask again, do you wish to hire my services as a finder and guide, human? Very well. I am pleased to accept you as a client. Now, the matter of my payment. See this bottle? At first glance, it looks like dark red glass. In fact, it is carved from a single piece of ruby. A pretty trinket, don't you think? I have a fondness for things made of ruby. It looks so much like blood. Hold out your hand. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to feel your hand swelling, just the tiniest bit. Then you're going to see the palm of your hand beginning to sweat. Only it won't be sweat. It's going to be blood. And that blood is going to pool in your hand. When that happens, you'll make a fist and hold it over this ruby bottle. The blood will drip into the bottle. As soon as the bottle is full, the spell will end, and the blood will cease to flow. A simple process, no muss, no fuss, no blades, no incisions. Just a bit of demon magic. Are you ready? You can close your eyes if you like, but here goes. There. All done. Not a drop spilled. See, your hand is clean and unharmed. And I now have the price of our bargain. As to your predicament, I honestly don't know how I myself could help you get out of the Chaos Realms and back to where you belong. But I do know who can help you. Probably. And I can guide you safely through the mean streets of Carcery to get you to them. Oh, we can start immediately if you're up to it. I mean, what with that enormous meal you just ate and being a little low on blood? You're sure? Very well. Grab your gear and follow me. Look, I'm not saying that we couldn't have hired some sort of transportation. My trotters are just as tired as your feet. It's just that I want to keep you out of the public eye as much as I can while we're on the move. That's why we've had to walk, and that's why we've been passing through so many side alleys and darkened hallways. I am sorry about the incident back there with the Reacher beast. I honestly thought the house was empty. Look, all that happened was that you got a bit of slime on you. You'll be fine. Besides, we're almost there. Just one last lane to ascend. One very, very long lane. But that will at least give me time to describe to you what you're going to see at the top. And that view does need describing. It's one of the most breathtaking views in all of Carcery, and, dare I say it, in all of the Chaos Realms. And you're really going to need that descriptive framework in your mind before you see the view itself. So, I think I mentioned this when we left Narlenia's place. But we left the 5th ward of Carcery and crossed over to the 3rd ward. Remember when everything stopped being flat, and the buildings got taller and we started seeing fountains and canals everywhere? Well, that was when we crossed the boundary between the 5th ward, that's the ward of Step, by the way, and entered into the 3rd ward, that of Water. The place we're going is at another boundary area within the city. In fact, it's a nexus and meeting point of the wards of Water, Earth, and Abyss. What you're going to see, human, when we crest this last hill and pause to rest our legs, is this. Where the ward of Earth ends, there is a truly massive granite cliffside, towering over the surrounding structures of the city. And hewn into the living rock of these cliffs are pillars and water channels, arcades of stone, monasteries, fountains, lodges, meeting halls, and so many chambers that they've not all been counted, all surrounding the central cathedral. The cathedral structure itself stands nearly the entire height of the cliff, but it's not the tallest object of the temple complex, not by a long shot. You see, the top of the cathedral has an open roof. I don't want to sully the description by saying there's a hole in the top, but you get the idea. And standing upright through the middle of that cathedral roof, there's a colossal stone monument of what can only be described as a god. The monument is carved in the likeness of a scale-covered humanoid figure, though with many amphibian and fish-like features, including huge, lidless eyes. This godlike figure is so placed in the cathedral that from the outside, one only sees him from the waist upwards. He holds a giant stone amphora on one shoulder, pouring a tremendous cascade of water down into the central courtyard of the temple complex, where it vanishes into a vast circular stone basin that opens directly into the ward and realm of Abyss and disappears into the darkness below. It's a magnificent image in its own right, but it also serves as a stunning physical representation of the 3 wards and realms coming together at this one location. Keep that in mind as we arrive at the top of the ascent. You can already hear the thunder of the waters as they tumble down from the monument. We're almost there. Prepare your eyes and your soul, human. This is going to take your breath away. Behold the great temple of Ned. Magnificent, isn't it? I told you it was going to take your breath away. I hope my description helped cushion the blow. I know how you feel. The first few times I saw the Temple of Ned, it hit me the same way. Even now, it's one of those sights that just makes you feel small, you know? Like the spire of Bog, or the great hall of Yaldabaoth. They remind us how insignificant we are in the grand scheme of things, and how mighty are the gods above us. But enough philosophy for the moment. You paid me to act as your guide, so that's what I'll do. And we're almost to the place where we can find the sort of folk who can help you. Come on. No, we won't be going into the cathedral itself. Our destination is that smaller chapel you see to the left, the one with the water pouring down the walls to either side of the doorway. There's a priest of Ned inside. At least I hope he's in there, or we're going to have to do even more walking. He's a friend of mine. His knowledge of the Chaos Realms is, well, if there were experts on the matter among such lowly demons as we who dwell here, he would be one of those experts. I'm going to seek him out and have a little chat with him, and get him acquainted with your situation. If he's able to help you, then he will. And if he can't, I'm almost certain he knows someone who can. Have a seat here. I'm going to find the priest. I won't be long, I promise. Don't go anywhere, and don't touch anything. But don't be afraid. It's likely no one else will come in here to bother you. I'll be right back. His Eminence, the priest Sheothoga. I have spoken to him and explained who and what you are. He has agreed to help. I leave you in his capable and trustworthy care. Good luck in your travels, and I hope you find your way home. Though it may perhaps be our fate to meet again someday. Farewell.